Good evening and welcome to Ask the Plasterer with me, Eric the Plasterer. What a lovely day. I'm feeling good. All this going to bed early must be working out well for me. Dear, I've had a bit of a stressful day, but I'll tell you all about that in a short while. Yeah, welcome to Ask the Plasterer. We will soon be popping into the old Portland Trow for a good old chat, so you can tell me all about your day. We'll be discussing a lot of the live streams that Stu Roberts from Trout Talk will be doing now and in the future, and interviews, and he's got one coming up soon, and we'll talk about that a bit later on too. Grab yourselves a drink, guys and girls. Chill out. Tell me about your day. Have you had a good day? Have you had a rough day? How's your week been? I've had a lovely week because it was my birthday. But we'll talk about that in a pub. But welcome along this evening. It's nice to see you. I better open up the old little chat box and so I can see if anybody's talking to me. Evening, Danny. How are you, mate? I thought we'd have a nice little old chat tonight, see what's been going on. Lots been happening here. A few things I want to talk about tonight, and yeah, I just want to sit back and relax and have a good old banter about whatever you like. You know, as long as it's vaguely plaster related. That should be pretty good. Right, let's move straight into the pub garden, shall we? I do like it in there. There we go. That's it. Oh, have a little stretch. Make sure you've got a drink. Put your feet up. Got a beer. Got a short I've got this evening. But apart from, I've got my earphones in. Evening, mate. I've got my earphones in because I want to be able to hear the sound. Because it will keep saying either can't hear me, or the music's too loud, or the music's too quiet. So, evening, Mark. And yeah, so that's why I've got these in tonight. And I've got my voice turned off, so hopefully you can hear it, but I can't. So it doesn't repeat back to me, but I can hear the diddly diddly in the background, and all the usual things that normally go on in a pub garden. Evening, Jamie. Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're feeling a bit better, mate. That picture you put up on the old Discord forum earlier was all really kind of foggy, mate. I couldn't make no sense of it. So tell us a bit more about that, and why you're not feeling too good, mate, either. Oh, well, that's what I was going to say. I've got the old R White's lemonade tonight because I've got no Coke. But I have got some single malt whiskey, so I'm breaking with tradition of not drinking alcohol when I'm on the job. Oh, that's lovely. Mark, evening, Mark. Got a new Easy Mix beanie hat coming your way now. It's getting colder. And I think I've got an Easy Mix beanie, mate. I can't remember now. With my lovely goodies, the old Easy Mix with a Z, the best mix out there. And I wouldn't say that if it wasn't true, and if I didn't use it, which I do now all the time. I went from not using any additives in my plaster, thanks to Mark Shepherd. I now use it all the time. I really knock up a gear if it's not got either a retarder in it or something to speed it up. Bit of extra time or a bit of half time. Dear. Well, I'll check, mate, but I'll let you know. Yeah, okay. I'll fast because I think I got a beanie from, I think it was from Christmas. But unless you had a new one made since then, mate, that's even more fancy. You know, I quite happily, if I got two, I could give one away, couldn't I? Could give one away. Oh yeah, it's nice, mate. Yeah. I think I've said before, I do like a drink, but I'm not a drinker as in such this bottle of single malt, I don't go out generally and buy single malt because the wife tells me off because it's so expensive. But when I have got it, I drink the bottle quite quickly. But then I don't shoot out and buy another bottle. I probably won't get any more single malt till I'm 61. So, evening Silver, nice to see you, mate. Welcome to the Ilken Trail. Welcome. Grab a drink, sit down, put your feet up, and let's have a chat. Let me know how your days have been, guys and girls, and yeah, what you're up to. And usual, I shall endeavour to tell you about my day and try and keep you a little bit entertained in the waffle department from here. So yeah. Oh, where do I start? Do I start chatting in the garden, or do I move along into the pub? Oh, hang on, bear with me, just want to have a nosy round the estate. Okay. Sorry, because I can hear the music for a change. I might go off on a bit of a diddly diddly dee with it. Because I can't help myself. My old foot's already tapping, which doesn't help with my squeaky chair. But I'll try not to. I'll try to be a bit careful with that. Ah dear. Yeah, let's move into the pub, and we'll have a good old chat in there. Here we go. Hey, thank you. Right, let's start off with Stu Roberts. This was a great this is his first live stream he did with his new setup from his man cave, and that was brilliant. Apart from the fact it was about at least 7 in the morning, so and I was off, so for me holes, for me birthday holes, so I wasn't up to see it live, but good on you, mate, because I know it was still dark, and I know a few of the guys, and Mark Neeson was up there watching it as well, and some of the other guys too, and Joel and what have you. Alright, Mark, yeah, cool, nice one, mate, cheers. Yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, Stu is going to be doing some more, I think, off the cuff live stuff and stuff that he's planned from the man cave, and also he will be he's setting up some other really great interviews, and I know that the I know actually from this particular vid he is getting together a tool bag of lovely worn-in but decent tools to give away. And he's been having people kind of like donate some stuff as well, but I'll let him ask you for whatever it is that he needs, because I don't want to get him inundated with stuff that he might not want for it. But that's all good stuff. And coming up soon, I don't think we've got a fixed date yet, but I could be wrong, is where are we? He's doing an interview with Joel about the rise and fall and bouncing back in the game, because as a lot of you guys know, for Joel and for Stu as well, they've had guys that they've worked with closely for a good while that have now left, and I think they'll be covering that in a fairly good way when the interview comes up. So be sure not to miss this live stream from Stuart on Trail Talk. Also now, like myself, he is multitasking, I was going to say then, but I can't do that. Multi-streaming to the Trail Talk group and to the Trail Talk YouTube channel at the same time. So that's brilliant stuff. And so look out for that. As I say, that live interview should be playing on both channels, and should be great. So don't forget to look out for the actual time and date that that's on. That's better. Right. Right. Hang on, let's just have another drop of my lemonade and another sip of my whiskey. I need that to keep me refreshed. I need this because it's there. Ooh, lovely. Evening, Mike. Nice to see you, mate. Right. Yeah. It was my birthday last week, at an hour 60, the big 60, and I don't feel a day over 59. So I just want to thank a lot of you guys for wishing me happy birthday and sending me good wishes. I had a lovely week. I went with my missus on the Saturday, had a lovely meal with the family and stuff. And that was great. That was last Saturday. And then on Sunday we shot down to Chichester, where we've got a little kind of towable caravan. We don't tow it anywhere because I can't tow to save my life. That we've had down there for donkey's years. And we spent a week down there. And all I more or less did was eat, drink, and watch far too many YouTube videos, which ain't great. Ain't great for not getting a headache when you're sitting in a caravan. I mean, it's a nice caravan, it's comfortable, but lying down too much, watching a laptop or whatever, is yeah, can get a bit much. But it was lovely, and popped out for a couple of meals there down the pub. I actually walked to a pub because I needed to get some exercise, because not doing anything for a week is yeah, makes you feel a bit rough. As I discovered, and just eating and drinking what you like. But it was lovely. It was a lovely week, and got back now. And I thought, great. Work's, as I said before, work's been a bit quiet for me, but I had a job to do today that was all booked in, and that was great. Apart from the fact, yesterday, but if I go back a little bit, I've got for quite a while now I've needed a new battery on my work motor, and generally it's fine unless I leave it for a week and then it won't start, but it will jump start and then it's fine again. But I've taken that for granted, and got back on just before the weekend, jump started it to go to B&Q and get some gear, and got some gear, got back in it, and it turned over lovely, but it did not start. In between calling the AA to try and get them out to give me a hand, the missus came to the rescue with some jump leads. I thought, might as well try jumping it, and that seemed to do the trick. So I thought, great. So last night, packed everything, got all my gear in there for today's job. They're expecting me. You know, I've got my parking permit. They've put the cat out, and I've gone in there, and the old yeah, I know the pub's a bit upmarket, Mark. I can't help it, mate. It's a kind of one of those, what's the word? One of those pubs that's a bit more trendy. Whatever they're called, it's one of those. Or for a while it will be anyway. Until you have another refurb. Yeah, you got to change your boots before you come in, mate. That's all right, you're getting your drink, but don't be wearing them clodhoppers in here, otherwise yeah, you might be escorted out. But anyway, I thought, right, this morning, if it doesn't start, I'll just jump it, I'll go to the job, I'll get it done, and my customers generally being lovely, if I can't get it started to come home, I will ask them to jump it for me, because I've got a battery on order to pick up tomorrow. Anyway, long story short, I went to start it this morning, nothing. Thought, okay, jump it. Went to jump it, nothing. Wouldn't jump to save my life. Sat there, ring the customer up and say, look, I've got to pick up this battery I've ordered because my car's not starting. Really sorry, I'm going to be a bit late. So anyway, I went off, got my battery, come back again, put my battery on, new battery, nothing. Hello, Mac. Nice to see you, mate. Welcome to the Alton Trail. I've just been waffling, mate. Luckily, you've missed it, or most of it. Yeah, so it still wouldn't start. So I had to get a mechanic friend of mine to come over. He couldn't come over till this afternoon. I had to ring the customer, say, "Hey, guy, I'm so sorry, I can't get there at all." Told them what the score was with the car. Was really hoping it to get sorted out. It was really weird. You kind of put the key in it, no clicking, no nothing at all. My mate came over about 3 o'clock this afternoon, had a look at it. First he said, yeah, need a new starter motor, about 300 quid. And he went, nah, I'm kidding. And he turned it over and it started. This is after he'd been under the bonnet for a while. And it turns out there's some connector block on the back of the starter motor, just for reference, guys, if they've ever happens to you, and it come off, it come apart, so there's no power going to the starter motor, so you just get nothing. It doesn't even try and start or the lights don't go dim, nothing, it just doesn't do anything. We clipped it back on and it's as good as new. So as long as it's still good as new in the morning, the job I was meant to do today, because I've been at home all day, I will now be doing tomorrow. So evening Tara, nice to see ya. So yeah, so that was a bit of a hectic day for me, because the first day I meant to be back at work, you get all kind of geared up for, right, get there, I want to be there over in Wandsworth as well, so I had to make sure I left in plenty of time to be there at 8, and yeah, I haven't been there yet. So, but I will be there tomorrow, and the customers are very happy about that. So I'm hoping I can get it finished in a day, because I've got another job somewhere else to do on Wednesday, but at least that's a bit closer to home. But I would chuck some of my gear in the car if I can't get my motor started, but I'm overboarding the ceiling in the kitchen, and I've got plasterboards and I can't get them in the car, so I just had to chill out at home. Just had to chill out at home. So have you all had average days, guys, or has it been a really fantastic day for you today, this Monday? Has it been terrible? I don't think it's ever terrible for you lot, is it? You always had to seem to have a fairly good day. It's just I think me and Tara that don't. But everyone else is happy and fairly busy as far as I can tell. Well, there's been a couple of other guys that aren't busy, and there was a bit of chat on the forum about maybe dropping the prices, because people fretting a bit about the energy prices and all the rest of it. And but we had, yeah, I kind of said you got to be really careful not to suddenly start dropping our prices, because it just go from bad to worse if we do that. So and I also mentioned on there I was charging about £200 a day 20 years ago, so it hasn't really, although it's, you know, it hasn't really gone up in all that time, which isn't great, but yeah, if we start dropping it, then yeah, it's just not a good, it's kind of a bit of a race to the bottom in that department, and you're still worth your salt and for what you do, and it's still a hard job at the end of the day. We've got bills to pay still, mortgages to pay, material, as we all know, has shot up a fair old bit. Oh, you Ashley, nice to see you, mate. You guys are worth the money. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I agree. But I would say that, wouldn't I? Did a bit of rendering at the weekend, and I'm knackered. It's a tough old job, Ashley. That's why I don't do much rendering anymore if I can help it. It's all a bit much for me. But yeah, I could do it if I need to. But and another thing, I had it's a lot better now. I mentioned in the past, the only injury issue I had was this kind of trapped ulnar nerve in my arm. It's made these two fingers on the outside, they go numb. But recently they seem to have slowly gone back to normal, which is great. So yeah. So other than that, I've still got to get back to the gym though. The diet's gone up the pan again. So when you hit 60, you start to think, should I bother? Should I bother going back to the gym? Because I've got to admit, when I was going regularly, I used to wake up a lot at night with pain in my shoulders. I mean, they were strong, but I thought, isn't this pain meant to go away? DOMS it's called, delayed muscle soreness, onset muscle soreness. But it didn't seem to go away until I stopped training. So yeah, perhaps I was overtraining. Danny, prefer sand and cement rendered to skimming these days, mate, to be honest with you. I tell you what, Danny, the more I found when I was doing like kind of equal amounts of both, that once I got into the what's the word, into the flow of rendering, doing sand and cement, I enjoyed it a lot more, and thought, you know what, if just rendering jobs kept coming in, especially if it was internal, you know, I could quite happily just keep rendering. and be happy with it. It was just when I'd done them for a while, I didn't really kind of fancy it. But yeah, I think it's like anything else. If you do more of one thing, you kind of get in the swing of it, and you kind of think you're quite happy to do that. Which is what I've done now with floating and setting indoors. A kind of rendering job comes up, and I think, ooh, you better ask one of the other guys, especially if it's a big job. Hard work putting render on, but I really enjoyed the floating process. It is enjoyable, or can be enjoyable. I mean, I know a guy that he wasn't a plasterer, he wasn't a plumber either. Yeah, he had some kind of office job, I can't remember what it was, that he was good at, but he loved a bit of plumbing, and like a sort of a hobby. I mean, and he was good at it. I mean, he plumbed in his own boiler. I think it took him a hell of a lot longer than it would have took a qualified plumber to do it, and obviously he had it checked after for it to be gas safe, ticked off. But he insisted on showing it to me, and I've never seen such neat and polished plumbing in my life. I reckon he must have polished the copper tubes before and afterwards when he was doing it, and the solder joints, lovely job, and these things were absolutely dead straight, and the gap between each pipe was it was all symmetrical and even and beautiful, a work of art. But that was because it was a kind of a hobby for him, and it wasn't his day job. He was sat behind a desk, behind a computer screen, which is mentally taxing, but there's no real physical side to it, is it? Apart from getting a lot of shoulder tension from sitting in front of a screen, lurched over all day, which I only get on every other Monday doing Ask the Plasterer. Hey. Carl, hello mate. Nightmare rendering with this weather at the moment. That's one of the main reasons I gave it up, mate. I just couldn't bear getting either rained off of a job, because most rendering jobs I'd ever done were fairly big ones that I was going to be on for about a week. And of course, if it buckets down that week, even in the middle of flipping summer, with our English summers, that's what kind of put me off. So as time went by, I kind of just slowly either refused rendering jobs or just gently knocked them on the head, and only do them under severe pressure from old customers that go, oh please do this. And if it's small, I won't take on a massive rendering job, because the guys that do it all the time, it's much easier for them. Evening Richard, nice to see you. What you got on this week? Any interesting jobs? Well, I got the one that I was meant to start today, but my car wouldn't start, but that's been fixed now thanks to a lovely mechanic, and only left me down about 20 quid instead of 300. And he's brilliant, Jack. I don't think Jack would be watching, but anyone that knows Jack, the mechanic in Carshalton, he's 82, but he's a fit geezer. He's strong as anything, and brilliant mechanic, and really reasonable. I always have to give him more money than he asks for because he's far too cheap. But brilliant. Interesting job wise, just the kitchen ceiling, tomorrow, overboard and skim. It's got one of those funny bendy bits where the stairwell comes down into the kitchen on the underside. Bit twiddly, but not a big deal. Day after that is patching up, more of a patching up job really. I don't normally do them, but there's quite a bit of render's got to come back off to the brick upstairs in the hallway. Unfortunately, they'd already had a loft extension done and then had some doors put in downstairs, and new frames and stuff, which wrecked a lot of the corridor. It's probably a kind of job, if I was really busy, that I probably wouldn't have done, but that's what I'm up to at the minute. Another job quite locally for a friend of mine, but that's just to patch up around the window and skim a bedroom. So nothing particularly interesting, mate, just the usual run-of-the-mill stuff. Me and some of the guys, and Mike, I think it was Mike Smart, were talking about patching up some old lady's Artex and these kind of stipplers that you buy for doing that kind of thing. Evening Martin. And these stipler proper big stipplers, they're about a foot. I mean, back in the day when you did like proper Artexing, not that I ever did it, but I've seen guys do it. And the stippler's about a foot square. And one guy would literally roll the Artex on the plasterboard, get the guy behind him with a stippler on a pole, just do that behind, and it makes that perfect little, if you've got the consistency right, it's mixed up quite thin, and you get that little stipple that's really common in most places that was done at the time, that we're now plastering over. But now you can only seem to get these little handheld stipplers, but for patching up jobs, which is I think what Mike was doing, because I think this lady had been quoted £3 for like taking down her ceiling and putting up another one, which perhaps it is right price, just seemed steep to me, seemed steep to him. So, but anyway, she only wants it patched up. Don't blame her. It'd be a bit cheaper than £3. Bloody hell. Yeah, sorry, Martin. Hi, Eric. Has any more said about doing the meetup? No, mate. We ain't really discussed it. I think I blame it on Brexit and the cost of living crisis. But no, it just would be so good to have a meetup, even if it was literally getting together for one evening at some boozer somewhere. But it's which I think again just the logistics thing of it, and trying to organise it. I'm a bit rubbish at organising stuff like that. I know some of the guys would be a lot better at it, and it's trying to find a spot somewhere in between that's reasonable for everybody to get to. But it would be nice to have a proper meet-up. I mean, because a lot of you lot, apart from the odd pictures I've seen, I kind of, I mean, you know what my bloody face looks like. You see too much of it as it is. But it would be nice to like meet you guys like proper, and have a nice old drink and a chat just about work and this and whatever else, life in general. But I think we'll have to have a lock-in, because I don't know if the pub would be open long enough for us to, yeah. But yeah, if you've got any ideas, or if anybody wants to try and organise something logistically to find out where everybody is in the country, then yeah, I'll see if I can think of come up with something and put it to everybody, either on here or on the forum or on Trout Talk or wherever. I'll talk to Stu, because yeah, me and Stu could liaise about stuff, because obviously there's a lot of guys on Trout Talk as well that we both know, that it'd be nice if we could just all have a good old meet up. Mike, she's thinking, this is the woman with the Artex patch up, she's thinking about me just skimming over the Artex now. Oh, nice one, mate. Yeah, because by the time you need to charge her a few quid to patch it up. You can't go in there and go, oh yeah, 20 quid, whatever. So yeah, you might as well say, look, a day's money plus material, and I'll sort it out for you. Skim it, nice flat ceiling, much better than this old-fashioned Artex malarkey or patching it up, which she said she knows it's not. You can't patch it up 100%. You can always see the flipping joint, like you can in most things you try and patch up, and especially Artex, no matter what you do with it. So yeah, nice one, Mike, nice one. Martin, have two, north and south. I forgot what we said. Have two. Oh, what? have a meet up in the north and a meet up in the south. What? I don't. Yeah, but there might be geezers in the north that I really would like to meet up with, as well as ones in the south as well, of course. But yeah, I'll see if I can think something up logistically. Again, I mean, even tonight, if you guys could pop. Well, yeah. The next Scotland meeting is in 2 weeks. Yeah, mate. I don't think I can make it 2 weeks' time into Scotland. Evening, James. Nice to see you, mate. Nice to see you. Yeah, if I miss anyone's questions about anything, just type it up again and just let me know. Just let me know. Oh, hang on. I need a breather. Sorry. Oh, I've got stick around if you're around near the end of tonight's visit to the pub. I've got an outro, and that thingy, the diddly diddly to see us off at the end, rather than just going bye and fading to black. Got an outro, so yeah, get excited about that. Well, why not? Ooh. Oh, that's nice. Mike, evening, Mike. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming along the Alton Trail. If you've missed anything, mate, you probably just have to catch it up on the old catch-up video of this that comes on after the live stream's finished. Oh, that's another thing I was going to. Hang on, let's put the old goggles on for a minute. Now I'm 60, and the eyesight's just got even worse. You know, it was right when I was 59 and 3/4. But that last little bit. Hang on, doodly. Doodly. Sorry guys, I'm just looking for something. These things are easy to find when you're not live streaming, but when you're trying to, like, if you watch this at any point, Stu, yeah, it's quite hectic trying to keep an eye on everything and hope that everything works all right. Amongst other things. Yeah, oh, I can't see it. The old, not the geezer, but he's talking about the old red dots that you put on the wall, like where there's screw holes. Instead of putting a screw there, so you can plaster over them. Or you can't get. Well, you can still get hold of them, but the fella stopped. As a business, he stopped producing them. Now I don't know if that's because he was getting them from China and they're too expensive to import now, or something else doing it. Well, a couple of fireballs, Jamie. Yeah, lovely, mate, lovely. So yeah, I've got a couple of packets, but once they're gone. Yeah, I'm going to be a bit stressed. I mean, I know you can stick a little, you can push little screws in and you can use magnets to find where screws are. But sticking those old red dots on for rads and stuff worked a treat for me. So I don't know if you had a patent on it, or I don't know how the things are made otherwise. I'd make them myself, I think. But hey ho. Oh. Hang on, I want to make sure I haven't missed anything here. James Coates was working in a 6-story flat today in Colindale. Only just walked through the door. Oh, James. Yeah, I hate getting in late from jobs, but it happens, mate. Well, especially it was normally on the day I'm trying to finish a job, and by the time you finished it, and then you tidy up, and then you pack your motor. And especially, yeah, if it's on the 6th floor of a block of flats, there's nothing worse than having to cart everything up and down, especially the down when it's just all done, get it back in your motor. Normally with blocks of flats, you can't park anywhere near the flipping entrance to the flats either. But yeah, so I feel for you, mate. I know what that's like. And I always fail to add extra on my price when I'm doing jobs in flats like that, because it adds so much time to your day. It's a bit silly. Benidorm. Oh, Silver, Benidorm. Yeah, man. Only Benidorm I like, mate. It's watching it on the telly. I think I went there with my family, or very close to Benidorm, when I was a kid. And then went with some other guys into Benidorm for one of those evenings where you go out and then you don't come back till the next day. I think I was only about 17, if not younger. And you just go around all the English boozers and they're all no measures, mate. Yeah, come in here. And went to a lot of discos where once you get in there's nobody in there. Especially if it's before 2 in the morning. Yeah, but that's the last time I actually went to Benidorm. So, yeah, so whether I'd love to have a meet up in Benidorm if I could just suddenly be there and all the other guys were already there as well, and it was nothing to logistically work out, and I didn't have to worry about getting there and getting home again. Colm, a bit of butter on the holes does the trick. Yeah, I've heard that. How does that work, mate? I don't understand. Yeah, enlighten me a bit more. How does putting butter on the holes, once you've plastered over them, what happens? Let me know. Or let us all know. Or perhaps it's just me that doesn't know. So, yeah, enlighten me, please, mate. Get them on bead fix. Yeah, Mark, but as bead fix, have they got a stock of them? Or they got a regular supply? Because I'm thinking if that guy was the guy that was doing them, I'm pretty sure he was like taking care of the manufacturing, wherever he got them from. I don't know. The grease sweats through the plaster. Okay, yeah, I'll give it a go, Calm, then, because yeah, anything. I mean, because the dots are quite expensive. Just looked on BFix website and they've stopped selling them. Oh no! Yeah, there you go. Yeah, once the stocks are running out, it can't be done. But right, I better get me batter out. Oh dear. Does it work? Does it work with any? I mean, can you use like cheap margarine kind of stuff as well? Has it got to be salted, salted batter to stop the yeah? But I would experiment first. I won't just chance it in case I think, well, the hole's roughly there where I put my butter. I suppose it depends how well you put the butter on as well, how accurate it is. But I will definitely give that a go, Calm. So thanks for that, mate. And I'll let you know. Anchor. Quality, mate, quality. That you can't afford lure pack anymore. I did like the old lure pack, but yeah. And the missus goes, oh, the price of lure pack. So she caught me taking some to work to put on the wall. She wouldn't be happy. Oh dear. What's that? Even though, have you managed to do the old school video yet with the wooden floater? No, mate, no, I haven't. When you first mentioned it, I tried to get a cross grain wooden float, and you can't get them anymore. You can get wooden floats, but they're straight grain, not going across. I don't know what the difference was. I thought, well, I'll just get a straight grain one and do it. But since then, mate, yeah, no, it hasn't happened. Mark, floor spread's easier. Oh, that's the point, mate. Yeah, because butter, if it's a bit too hard out of the fridge, it's got to be no good, is it? Unless, oh no, couldn't keep it. If you could keep it frozen, you could get one of those cutters for doing dowels, and you could cut little spots of frozen butter. put them in the holes. Put them in the holes. Food dye. Yeah. Mike, yeah, it might be worth a try, mate. I mean, we need to experiment if we haven't done before. So, yeah, if it's not, so I'm going to try butter. I'm going to try food dye. I will try and get a little magnet thing, but that's fine if you just got a couple of screw holes. But if you've got loads of them, you don't want to be messing about with trying to bang little screws in and then putting them, trying to find them with a magnet after. Especially if it's if the magnet just keeps dropping because the plaster's a bit too thick. I suppose it would have to be a decent magnet, but small. And then probably it's so hard to get off, you'd have to chisel it off the wall. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try a bit of food dye, and I'm definitely going to try the old grease. When you say sweating through the plaster, I'm assuming that means like it leaves a mark there. It doesn't just stop the plaster from setting for some chemical reason or anything like that. But yeah, no, I will. Yeah, I must do that. Well, I must do any video really. When I'm, if and when my work picks up a bit more than it has done recently, I will endeavour to blow the dust off the old video camera and get some more videos out there. Because the channel does grow when you put out a video. I've noticed, because obviously that's what people want to see at the end of the day. Inca, food dye, floor spreads. Can't. I think Pete Carter makes the cross-grain floats now, mate. Oh, I thought Pete only mostly did stuff that he could do with his 3D printer. But no, I'll ask him though, mate. Yeah, I'll ask him. I what? Make a video of using grease for the hull? Yeah, yeah. I mean, saying that, since I've seen Stu using a bit of his garage to do a bit of live streaming or to be able to work and stuff in there, it's inspired me to clean mine out again from when I used to do me plastering school demos in there. There's so much gear in there now, you just couldn't do it. And I've been having a bit of a clear out because I'd like to do some demo stuff. You know, we've got like a table set up already, and a bit like Stu's got there with some background, and just be able to do stuff that you can make videos about, not live streaming, but do videos in the garage, because when I'm not working or there's nothing interesting to film on a job, if there's stuff that I can do back in the garage like I used to and make videos that way, then that'll be great for getting some back out there again. I'm pretty sure I've seen a post of him in the process of making them, mate. Maybe wrong. Failing that, try and source some yellow pine and I'll make one for you. Make you one. Oh, cheers. Cheers, Danny. You master of all trades, you. These around patch. Okay, come on, definitely gonna yeah, definitely gonna give that a try. Because all you need to see is that mark more or less where the screw is. Nothing I hate more than like most spreads plastering around screws. And I'm also now trying to sort of encourage customers, if I'm doing a full skim in a room, to take the faces of their sockets right off and get all the wires tucked in. Either do it themselves or get a sparky in, so I get a much better job over the top of them. Or maybe even using Pete's bead fix beads, rather than trying to go around sockets that are hanging off is a pain. And obviously you don't want to just butt up to a socket because it's not good practice. Though I have done it. Evening, you lovely man, you Stu. Just talk. Well, I was talking earlier about what you're doing here, and oh, hang on, just in case you didn't see it earlier. And plugging this, mate. I don't know whether you've got an actual date for this yet. If you have, mate, put it up. If not, I've told people to look out for it, because it's going to be coming soon to a multi-streaming live stream from from Trout Talk Facebook page, and from Trout Talk the YouTube channel, and from Stu's Man Cave. So keep your eyes open for updates from Stu. I think it's going to be a lot more live streaming coming your way, and a lot more interviews. So look forward to that. Look forward to that. Mark, I was using one of Pete's floats today. It is a cross grain. A cross grain wooden float. Yeah, I had no idea Pete did them or was doing those. I'd seen his 3D printed stuff and his kind of plastic stuff, but I hadn't seen. I didn't know he did that. So I shall have a chat. I shall have a chat with brother Pete. So I shall. Oh, hang on. Ah, lemonade, lovely. Birthday single malt whiskey, lovely. I'll get another bottle when I'm 70. Probably that long, God willing. God willing. Ah, dear. Yes, Stu. The guys were talking about. Oh, hang on. No date for Joel yet, mate. But looking at end of next month, hopefully. Nice one, mate. Nice one. But we know you will keep us posted via Trout Talk, the channel, and on the other stuff. It's plastic, cross-grain plastic. We're talking about the float again. How can it be cross-grain plastic? Or am I getting mixed up now, Mark, with something else? Let me know, mate. Let me know. Yeah, Stu, I love the live stream setup, mate. And like I said on the thing that the quality of it's brilliant, mate, and the sound's fantastic. That mic you bought there, that's from yeah, absolute bargain. I've got a half decent one for here, but I was trying to do down my garage to be able to do any kind of live stream in there. I've got a GoPro camera because they're a nice sharp picture on there, and you can live stream with these things via an app on your phone. And down the garage, because down the end of the garden I've got no internet down there, but you can hotspot your phone and use the app to go live using this thing. So I'm going to experiment with that and up my garage for doing some videos and stuff as well, and see how it comes out. But I had a bit of a practice on it. It seemed alright. Stick a pick up, Mark, of the float. Oh yeah, it's on Trail Talk. Oh right, okay, cool. So sorry, Mark. Just to clarify, it's the cross-grain float is a wooden float, isn't it? It's not a plastic float. I know he's got plastic floats and stuff that Pete does, but other than that, Stu, I hope you've had a good day at work, mate. I said my motor wouldn't start, and my battery was a bit knackered. Went and got a new battery, made no difference, and then it turned out some wire had fallen off the back of me starter motor, which was great because it only cost me 20 quid, whereas a new starter motor is about 300 apparently. So I'm a happy man, but I didn't get to my job today. 3D printed cross-grain plastic float. It's also on the sand and cement. I'll look at after tonight, mate. I'll have a look at it on Trail Talk. I'll have a look at the pic if it's up on there, and yeah, and see what's what. I've tagged you in a post on Trail. Oh, nice one. Cheers, Danny. I shall have a look at it after this show. After the show. Back to the work there. Yeah, another thing, a bit off, hang on. If you have power to your garage, you can buy a Wi-Fi booster that runs via the power cables in your link. Oh, nice one. Cheers, mate. Yeah, because I've got a link thing that I use indoors just to make sure I get plenty of signal upstairs as well. Because it used to go a bit funny when you came up into the bedroom. I'm guessing it's something similar to that, but I didn't think of getting one and plugging it up the garage. But yeah, send me a link, mate, and I'll look into it, because yeah, that will save using the hotspot. Because if I can get my house internet down there, I'm guessing your garage is not attached to the side of the house or nothing, mate, is it? That yours is up the garden somewhere too. But what I am looking forward to, Stu, is that whiteboard in the background, mate. Take those little stickers off, get your old dry white pen and do a few of those. Right, look, geezers, this is how you do a bit of this and a bit of that, and draw, just write stuff up there and do one of those kind of presentations. Would be cool. Yeah, just an idea. I'll send you a pic on Discord tomorrow, mate. Cheers, Mark. Yeah, lovely job, mate. Lovely job. Richard, I started a large summer house, all fresh board finish. Oh, hang on. All fresh board finish it tomorrow. Started a large summer house, all fresh board. Finish it tomorrow. Yeah, lovely. Oh yeah, summer houses, mate. Just all plasterboard. Beautiful. Just knock up some gear. Do your beads. Do your tape. Knock up some lovely gear. But if you want to do one of the walls really quick, put a bit of half time in it. If you want to do all of them in one go, put some extra time in it. Dear. Or just go raw, go bareback. Right, no additives. No additives. Sorry, Mark Shepard. That was a silly fault. Yeah. Well, you have to work far too fast if you knock up a couple of bags now. Don't put any additives in. Oh dear. Creepy guys, we'll just have a nosy round the old stuff. See, Stuart, once you get the hang of this malarkey, Stuart. Talking, typing, trying to work your camera properly and trying to read people's comments. You should be able to get the comments up. Well, like, you know, like I get them over here because I can read them quite well here. They do come up on a separate thing on a different screen over here. But it's all exciting times, mate. Learning to use all this stuff and do live streams, and that's brilliant, mate. But it's really great to see this now, and really great to see Trout Talk coming up to 6,000 members. Oh, and about the old the links, mate, as well. The old Amazon stuff. Very exciting, very exciting. And as you say, it should be really good for the group. What's not fast on the way? Yeah, that's that other brand, mate, isn't it, Mike? I'm sure it's quite good. I couldn't really comment. Oh, there's quite a few of us in the pub tonight. My Stuart's live streams to Facebook will be a lot more popular than mine because it goes, as far as I can make out, it does stream to the Trout Talk group, which is fantastic because there's loads of people on there. My Facebook multi-stream only goes to my personal account, of which I haven't got that many friends. So without links to somewhere else, yeah, most of the guys can't see it on my Facebook page, but they can watch it on YouTube. They can watch this on YouTube. But so that'd be good. Because Stu's doing the multi-stream to the Trout Talk Facebook group and to the YouTube Trout Talk YouTube channel. It's all pucker. Zoltar, hey, better late than never. Yep, you're not wrong, mate. Have you just got in from a busy day? Have you just remembered that Arthur Plasterer on tonight? Have you just had your dinner? Why are you here so late, mate? What's the time? Nearly 8 o'clock. Wow, nearly 8 o'clock. Come on, mate. Excuses, please. I want a sick note. You know what I was saying earlier, I've got an outro tonight, so when we're done, look out for that before you log off. When I say goodbye, there's a bit at the end, just to make a nice change. Give it all a bit of a theme, I want to be a good theme, but it's a theme. It's on Trout Talk 2, mate. Does this come up on Trout Talk, or does it, or do you put a link so people can link to it from Trout Talk? Because I don't think it will just come up live on Trout Talk, will it? Unless you've done some wizardry on there, mate. I don't know. If it does, then great. But I'm not 100% sure how it all works. I just know if I want to broadcast to more than 2 channels at once, and on the unless I pay with my one on Facebook, it will only go to my my sort of personal page. Won't go to my my other plastering page, and obviously my YouTube channel. But if I want to go to any other plastering pages or any other channels, it's a ridiculous amount a month, which is just too much. Almost as expensive as the AA, which I think I must have mentioned it last time I was on. Was that 2 weeks ago? But yeah, I did mention it, didn't I? 500 quid. I think nearly 600 quid for to renew my AA membership. No, I don't think so. Oh dear. Just the link. Okay, mate. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, no, the link's on there, and people, as you say, you can click on the link and then come into the live stream. So that's all good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So I'm guessing you're doing some rendering, Mark, this week. Call me psychic. Oh dear. As all that time's coming soon, isn't it? Halloween. Ooh. Don't forget to like, guys and girls. Don't forget to like. Halloween's coming. Look out for some stupid Halloween videos from me. Why not? gonna get the pub done up Halloweeny style as well. Why not? And then Christmas. Oh, Christmas lights and things and calm down, Neil. Calm down. I'm getting excited as the nights are drawing in. Even though it's only kind of autumn still, isn't it? But we've got to be cheery. We've got to keep meeting in the open trail, having a good old chat. The phone is connected. If anybody's watching that wants to ring in for a chat, just so you know. But I mean, this should give it away, shouldn't it? Out there. What else has been happening this week? Yeah, Stu, it is hard to keep everybody entertained. Oh dear. What are we doing for time? Anybody got any questions about plastering? I'm Eric the Plasterer. I've been a plasterer for 38 years. And yeah, if you want to know anything, if you're a newbie in the pub with us tonight, or a time served spread, or a DIYer, yeah, give us a bell, or type something into the old comment links there, and let's have a chat. Ask anything you like. Yeah, I think I mentioned that I changed the music because that beer song, I kept getting a copyright claim on it. Not that I make any money off these video live streams anyway, but if I did, they'd be getting it instead, just because of one silly little song, which is about 60 years old, about the same age as me. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got copyright to that, mate. That's our song. It's not exactly a top of the pops jobby. Well, even saying top of the pops makes me sound like an old fogey now, doesn't it? I ain't been on the telly for I don't know how long. I still find myself watching old 1980s and 90s reruns. I think back to the whatever age I was then. I think, oh yeah, see some of these pop stars now and that I kind of grew up with, and I don't recognise them. I just think, oh, it's that old fella or that old woman. Oh right, that's Chaka Khan. Okay. Oh, that's the other fella out of Wham, Andrew Ridgeley. Yeah. I saw him a little while ago on the telly box, and I thought, he's interviewing some old fella, like, no idea who he is. And it was Andrew Ridgeley. Sorry, Andrew, if you're watching, but I don't suppose you would be. Dear Danny, if you could live your life all over again, would you become a plasterer? Oh, mate, without doubt. Oh, I would listen to me dad when he was trying to teach me multiplication, me times tables in the bath. Son, like 2 times 2 is 4, and go through the whole lot. And I got quite good at it at one point. He said, if you can do all your sums, well, boy, you'll get on. But maths was never my strong point. yeah, well, I did try the old career as a chef, didn't I? Well, yeah, I got qualified because I did well at that, cooking and all that, like icing a big cake and all that malarkey at school. And I went to college and I got a quick City and Guilds. Was it City and Guilds? I got something in cooking anyway. I think it was City and Guilds, and then quickly gave it up and became a plasterer. And yeah, I don't know if I would have done anything else, mate. It would have had to have been a trade because academically, yeah, I'm just not academic. It's the bottom line. I've enjoyed it's looked after me, plastering. Yeah, like anything else, any job, you have highs and lows with it. And the first at least 10 or 15 years, you get amazing job satisfaction. After then, it does tend to wane a little bit, just because the amount of time you've been doing it as a career. But I can't say that for everybody. Some guys have been doing it as long as me and longer than me, and still get amazing job satisfaction at the end of a job. But yeah, it lasted about 10-15 years for me. And then, don't get me wrong, I still look, because I spend probably a silly amount of time looking at a job once I've finished it. And even now, on some jobs, if it makes them look a bit better, if the window's dirty, if it's not part of my remit and I don't charge for it, I clean the windows. You know, if it's in a room, inside and out, if I can get to the outside, because it just makes the room look even better. Call me crazy, but so I probably do still have job satisfaction. Otherwise, I wouldn't do such stupid things as that, would I? Or maybe I would. I don't know. But yeah. You skimmed out a room and the windows are a bit, you know. You clean them. I mean, the customers, they don't notice you've cleaned. They just go, "Wow, the room looks amazing." And but I do say, well, I have actually cleaned your windows as well. Because it just gives you that je ne sais quoi, that little bit of yeah, that little finish that just like leaving the room like nice and tidy, spotless. Clean the windows as well. Oh man, yes. You know, it just looks good. It just looks good. I'm sure you do the same, you lot. Danny, yeah, definitely. I think the idea is to leave the place cleaner than when you started it, mate. Yeah, which I've had a lot of customers that have said that to me, and I did do that in a recent job I did for someone. She did say to me, "Oh, thanks. This this looks a lot better than it did." And she wasn't just talking about the plastering. It was yeah. Right, what's the poll on here of people using Ox Ultra Flex or any other flex for finishing? Still getting the results. I think on the it's not like I've used all of them, but the consensus does seem to be that flexible trowels they are kind of, in my book anyway, for finishing off. I know Stuart would agree with me, really for kind of polishing up a job at the end. I do use mine for a wet trowel, but I won't lay on with it or anything prior to that. Some guys say that one flexible trowel might be a bit, they prefer it to another one, but I tend to think it's whatever one you buy first and you start using. And if you're not happy with it, then you try another one. But if you are happy with it, you kind of think, yeah, would another flexible, a different one, a Marshalltown flexible as opposed to an Ox one, would it be better? You know, I don't know. My opinion is, my Ultraflex, my Ox Ultraflex, I'm very happy for what that does for me, and for when I use it at the end of a set. If someone sent me a different flexible trowel, I would definitely give it a try and compare the two. But I'm not going to shoot out currently and splash on a different one. But yeah, I don't know what other guys' opinions are, fellas. Mark, I have an Ox and a Marshalltown. Use the Ox more often. Is that big? Is there a reason why I use the Ox more often, though, Mark? that you can like it's tangible that you can describe. You go, yeah, I've got them both, but I use the ox more often because perhaps you can't. Perhaps you just kind of like, oh yeah, it's the ox again. Richard cleared the transit out over the weekend. Good job done, mate. Well done. Ain't done it in ages. Turned out to be a full hippo bag of rubbish. The van is so fast now. A whole hippo bag of rubbish, mate. Is that the big one, the long one that you can fit a bath in? Or just one of the 1 ton squares? Oh dear. Those hippo bags are quite a good idea, but I've used them a couple of times in the past. But generally, if it's a big job, I'll get skipping. But man, yeah, whole hippo, yeah, yeah, would go faster, mate, if you had that much junk in it. Oh, hang on, I'm losing my cover on my chair. That won't do. How are we doing for time? 8:07. Well, you've got to stick around for the outro at the end. The outro at the end of tonight. There's an outro coming at the end for anyone that hasn't heard me say that already. So yeah, rather than just fading into black, there's a bit at the end coming up when I say goodbye. But that's not yet. So don't go home yet. Pour yourself another drink. Put your feet up. Have a cheese sandwich if you're peckish, or packet of crisps. Or better still, bar of chocolate. Oh, yeah, I could do some chocolate now. I'll do some chocolate. Oh, sorry, I'm digressing here, aren't I? Mike, I lay on with a carbon steel Marshalltown and use Refina Flex 2 for the polish. Is that Mike because that's just the one that you've got, mate? I mean the Refina Flex 2. Did you just buy that and go, oh, this is a good flexi trowel, and that's what you use, or have you used something else and then you bought a Refina Flex 2 and thought, well, you know what, this Refina Flex 2 is much better than whatever I was using before? Let us know, mate. Let us know. But yeah, carbon trowels, they are nice. They are nice. I still haven't cleaned up my rusty one. I've cleaned, for some of you that have seen it, I've cleaned up my Marshalltown stainless steel, but and it is quite a sharp trowel now, but it's still not the same as the finish or the sharp edge that you get from a carbon. They wear in so quick and so well. Damien, Refina Flex are great, but I also I've Ox Ultra Flex. Excuse me. Oh dear. Plaster dust. Yeah, it's not good for you. Refina Flex. Yeah, I've only used the Ultra Flex, so I can't really. Refina Flex. Oh great, but also Ultra. You love the Ox Ultra Flex, Damien, is that right? Yeah, I love mine, but that's because it's the only flexible trowel I've got. Ah dear, what'd you do? But yeah, at least people are using them for stuff. There's a lot of old boys out there that won't touch it. Silver. Okay, love. Dear. So no one's told me if they've had a good or a bad day today, or you know, or what's happening next week. Come on, guys, help me out here. You know how hard it is to keep you lot entertained from the Elton Trow boozer. I know it's had a bit of a refurb in here, but I've got used to it now, you know, and there's I like to have a good old chat. I like to keep everybody happy. It's nice for us to be able to meet up here on a regular basis, and yeah, you know, have a good old yeah. Danny, I just used the Marshalltown carbon all the way through now. 2 wet trowels, and then I'll give it a quick whiz over. Don't whiz over it, mate. a quick whiz over with the Neela Max plastic trowel. Great finish. Yeah, that is a thing. The old plastic trowel finish is quite nice. I mean, the only time I've used a plastic trowel to finish something, when I used it for the whole job, in fact, was the old Carter 101. And one of the things I did like about it, which you will get from a plastic trowel, is that nice kind of matte finish, which does look really quite nice. So that being said, I might actually treat myself to a plastic trowel for finishing off those the end bits of that. But yeah, nice carbon one. Jamie, birthday tomorrow and Rangers play Liverpool. Oh, it's just all happening for you, bruv. Happy birthday for tomorrow, Jamie. How old are you, mate? Danny, I should be scratching big gable walls next week with sand and cement, hopefully weather permitting. I mean, that's why some of the building companies, they splash out for them big top scaffold jobs. I don't know what the technical name is for them. If any of you can enlighten me on that. They're not cheap, but at least you can get jobs done without getting rained off. Fantastic, Derek. Good, mate. I'm pleased to hear that. Maybe doing a bit of stimming this week. Whee! Is that over at Old Walls, Mark, or is that over some internal rendering? I'm pleased, mate. Well, the old grey, you'd be using the old grey stuff, wouldn't you? You don't get any pink there, do you? We don't get any grey in London. I do quite miss it because it has got a bit more of a slightly distinctive smell to it, which I do quite like, I have to say. Come on, the Jers. Is that short for Rangers, is it? I hope they give you a decent present with a win, Jamie, mate. Yeah, you never know, mate. You never know. They might win. They might win. But yeah, I'm pleased you did a bit of skimming, Mark, for a change. And I'm pleased you've had a fantastic day, mate. I think everyone else has had a lovely day too. Oh, hang on a minute, let me just pop back over to where I was before. If you've just joined us, good evening, welcome to the Hawk and Trowel Boozer, where we spreads get together, and you don't have to, you can be a DIYer as well, you know, don't get me wrong. You can even be a customer. You are all welcome to the Hawk and Trowel. We put our feet up, put our trowels up, have a good old drink, you get yourself a nice little drink. All come together here, have a nice little chat about your day, good day, bad day, about tools, about anything you like, anything you like. This is a safe little boozer to come to. You won't get chucked out till 8:30. So I can't say fairer than that. I can't say fairer than that because there's a big party coming in a bit later on. Mike, I'm off this week with my feet up. Right, you deserve it, Mike, because you work flipping hard, mate. But flipping hard when you haven't got Mr. Foamer on your case. And you're all done there now, mate, ain't you? I'm very surprised that Mark Neeson didn't maybe take up that offer of rendering the outside of Mr. Foamer's house. And coming across. They would have got on like a house on fire. Oh, sorry, Danny, yeah, when we played the Ibrox the week after, it's my birthday too, on the 12th. Way, Danny, your birthday too. How old are you, Danny? On your next birthday, mate. And you, Jamie, come on, mate. Are you like 30s, 40s? I don't know. I don't see you not often enough to go. Oh yeah, Jamie. Jamie's pushing 60. Jamie O'Sullivan. Yeah. Ah, dear. Ah, right. Danny, 32. Oh, yeah, you're still a baby, mate. I've got a box of spare nappies that don't fit me grandkids anymore. I'll send you some over. The same address as the whisk, mate. Yeah, 42. Oh, mate, 42 is absolutely perfect age to be. 42. I remember when I was 42 thinking, oh, go on, 42. And now I think, oh, wish I was 42. I feel 42. Sometimes I feel 39. But yeah, my face doesn't look it. Well, level 42 as well. One of my very favourite bands from back in the day, back in the 80s. I do like a lot of their stuff. Do like a bit of sing-alongs to level 42 tracks. I think everyone's old enough on here to know level 42 were. It's when I mention something like that, level 42 and people go, what's that? Was that a new spirit level? At level 42? No, it was a group from the 80s. Very good they were too, very good. James, just using my steel trails at the moment, as my flex trails are out of action now, so want a new one. My ones before was a Medi Flex Rafina, was nice trail. Also, have they gone home, mate? Are they knackered then now? The your flexi ones. I'm assuming that's why they're out of action. If you worn them away, mate, you've just got the handle with the old shaft through the middle and some rivets. There's nothing left. Nothing left of them. Pardon me. Johnny. Oh yeah, Johnny, yeah. I'd like to be 42 again, mate, as well, wouldn't you? Same as me. I'd like to be 42 again. Yeah. Life begins at 50, so technically, Jamie, yeah, you've got a long way to go yet, mate, before you even start really, enjoying yourself. And that's for Danny. Like I say, it's still a baby, really. It's good if you start plastering as a baby, then by the time you're an old man, pucker at it. Mind you, Jamie will be not Jamie, sorry, Jane. Danny will be a master builder by the time he's old, because he's got his finger in all the pies there when it comes to carpentry and plastering and bricklaying and anything else you care to mention. You could put a list up, actually, Danny, if you want, of the stuff that you're covering at the minute. But good on you, mate. Good on you. You might as well get as many strings to your bow as you can. I almost, at one stage, went into fitting log burners, because a couple of mates of mine got into that business and did well out of it, as it goes. But I can't remember why I suddenly had a bit of a downturn on that one. Oh, hang on. Oh, James, full of nicks now, so time for a new one. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Had it for 2 years, not bad for a flexi trail. Yeah, you can. I mean, some guys can kind of like grind them down, but if you do it if it's done properly on a kind of wet grinder, that's fine. But if you use just a fast spinning stone grinder with no water or anything, it kind of wrecks the edge anyway. But yeah, get a new one, mate. Treat yourself. 1892 trail. Evening, lads. Any runners on? Oh, sorry, disappeared off my screen. Hang on, let's see if I can find it on the other one. Started now, so someone. Oh, hang on, no. Evening, lads. Any runners on here just done Chester Marathon on 53? Ah, good lad. Was it a marathon in Chester? I didn't do the London one then. Me and my missus, we started running years ago, doing like 5 and 10Ks, and she had loads of friends that applied for the London Marathon, like to get a free entry to it, and your chances of getting one are really slim. And my missus, she went, "Oh, I'll apply," and she got a place in the London Marathon. She deferred it for a year. Don't blame her. Neither of us were keen on doing the marathon, and then she accidentally let some guy use it, and she got a personal best for a woman. And but he was quite happy about it at the time, but he did get disqualified in the end. And my missus got her wrist smacked for giving a place to somebody which you're not meant to do, apparently. But yeah, no, good on you. Good on you. Yeah, I didn't start running until I was about 50, something like that. Don't do so. I do the park runs now, but that's about it. Do once a week. I'm a once a week runner, unless I miss one because it's raining. I can't get out of bed. But other than that, yeah, pretty good. Mark, same as Silver. 50 next year, Mark. Yeah, happy. Yeah. 50's a good age, mate. Too. Like I said, that's when life begins. You know, the life begins at 40 thing. Yeah, nah. Life begins at 50. Obviously, I might change that to life begins at 60. I don't feel like my life's beginning at the minute. Dear. Johnny, 55. 55. Oh, you do marathons, Johnny, as well. Well, someone else put that up, didn't they? Yeah. Yeah, I've never actually run a marathon or a half marathon. 10k was my mostest I did. But me and the missus did used to do quite a few, and we did them up in Scotland, which was lovely, around Loch Ness. Oh, I say around Loch Ness. The marathon was around Loch Ness. The 10k was a little bit along Loch Ness, and the Athens marathon did that as well, but only the bit of Athens that's 10k, because that was far enough for me, and I had an holiday while I was there. Well, for 5 days with the missus. It was good. Used to really enjoy it. Our Greek friends over there thought we was bonkers. One, for running in the first place, and two, for paying for the privilege to run. So yeah, I thought, yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Right, hang on. Don't want to miss anything here. Danny, definitely, mate. My dream is to be a property developer. Well, yeah, you're young enough, mate, to do all that malarkey. Starting HNC High National Certificate. I'm pleased you said that, mate, because I didn't know what it stood for. Level 4 course in construction tomorrow, funnily enough. Only 1 day a week. Yeah, fair dues, mate. Ah, nice one, mate. Keep us posted on how that goes, Danny. But that's cool, mate. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, going back, I mean, because I was back in the day when I was spreading early 80s, before everything started to boom. I've never been a risk taker, sadly. But yeah, I saw things go from like a house. 1 year a house was 43 grand. This is like in London. The next year it was still 43 grand. It might have gone up to 43.5 grand. If it was a doer-upper, you would probably get it for 35 grand. And if it was an ex-council property, you get it for 15 or 20 grand. Because people would think, oh, I don't want to buy an old council house. Thanks very much. Of course, now everything's a fortune. Even if it's falling down, mate, they want £500,000 for it. It's got no roof, and it's falling down. But yeah, it's in London, so £500,000, please. Actually, they're coming at just silly, like 550 grand average price around town. It's absolutely stupid. But going back to what I was saying, the old back then, and then I suddenly started to see things creep up, and it would have been a really good time, he said, in afterthought, in hindsight, to get another property. Mind, I'm saying that I could just about afford the mortgage I had at the time, because at one point when I had first got my mortgage, the interest rate, talk about you think it might get high now, the interest rate went up to 15%, and my mortgage just after I got it was people used to say to me, oh, once you get a mortgage, you know, you're paying less than you do for rent. But it went up to it doubled basically. I just got a mortgage, and what was meant to be paying every month doubled, and then went up a bit more, and it was absolutely crazy, but managed to survive not getting repossessed on it. But if that hadn't been the case, yeah, I saw properties just then start to go up in large increments. But again, you could my sister bought a place ex-council in Southfields, which is just up the road from Wimbledon tennis court. And because it was an ex-council property and she used to be a council tenant, it was offered to her for £17,000, and my mum tried to talk her out of it because she thought it was a lot of money. And then, what, 10 years later, I think she sold it for 130, which, yeah, you know, wow, you bought it for 17 and then you're selling it for 130. And of course now, it's got no garden the size of an handkerchief. But if you wanted to buy it now, it cost you the best part of £1 million. Oh, no, I wish you'd hung on to that house. Yeah, I wish I'd invested in property back then, but there was a couple of recessions that kicked in, and there was twice people dropping into negative equity, where the amount you borrowed as a mortgage wouldn't cover the price of your house anymore because it had dropped. But negative equity was a fairly unknown thing. Property prices, bricks and mortar, always went up quite a lot. And it was a sound investment, so when things dropped into negative equity, people started getting nervous about investing in property. But then, say the prices kept going up, and yeah, I know some guys that have done exceptionally well. But they were, you know, well, they worked hard, obviously, but they also took risks. When it came to, like, yeah, possibly losing everything that they did have. But that's the kind of chances sometimes you need to take. Depends how you're built. Depends how you're built. What's that, Johnny? I bought my first flat in Beckenham, Kent in 1987, 43 grand. How the time flies. Yeah, the time flies, mate, doesn't it? And it's saying the prices are silly. I mean, our first place we bought in 1987. Yeah. Oh, same as you, actually. Just after the hurricane. So it's a bit concerned it might have blown away. Or a tree might have fallen through it. It was a little house, because I think my parents or somebody I knew said, oh, you really want to try and get a freehold. Once you're on the flat, it'll be a leasehold. But if you can jump, rather than trying to go a flat and then house, if you can jump straight to a house, which we were fortunate enough to do, but we paid 65 grand, I think it was, or just under. Then we sold it for 85 a few years later. Managed to buy this one for the same, which was good, because at the time these were going for about 117, and now they're going for 550, which is just stupid, you know. Especially I want my kids to try and live somewhere near me. My eldest one, she's okay with her old man. They've managed to buy a place in Kingston, which is great. I couldn't afford a place in Kingston. And my youngest, Sarah, God bless her, and her man have got a place in Little Caterham on the Hill. Caterham on the Hill, that's it. But my youngest, she's a hell of a saver. I mean, she like put money away and not blow it on 50 quid a month contracts on a phone. My daughter's wise enough to buy a phone for 150 quid and then get gift gaff Sims for a tenner a month for 15 gigs, not pay for the latest phone, like £1,400 on some 3 or 4 year contract where you're paying about £2 grand for it in the end. Ah dear, but yeah, happy days. And back in the day, but yeah, house prices now are just silly, but what can we do, boys and girls, except yeah, just kind of look and see what's occurring. Danny, yeah, if only the prices were that cheap these days. But she was glad your mum never talked her out of it. Oh yeah, she was, mate. She lives in Spain now, my older sister, and she's been over there 20 years and loves it. I love the weather, but that's about it. I don't know if I could live out there. Well, I wouldn't be allowed to now, mate. Yeah, not with the old Brexit and all that malarkey. He's made it very difficult. But at the time, before that occurred, the free movement and all that malarkey, she just moved out there. Right, guys, hang on a second. Don't go anywhere, because I have got the old outro coming up. Because we're hitting 8:30, and Oh. Yeah, we're hitting off 8 and we're coming to a close, so I want to thank everyone for coming to the Alton Trail. We'll see you in a fortnight's time, Monday, 7 o'clock. And yeah, really appreciate you all coming, and I will speak to you soon, and I'll be on the forum, and I'll be on Trail Talk, and yeah, let's keep talking. Right, here we go. Here comes the outro. Don't go yet. Hang on. Enjoy. And I will see you all very soon. Diddly diddly diddly. See you later, guys and girls.